My 30F husband, 38M, has been really abusive with me ever since I didn't allow him in the birth room of our firstborn. I'm clueless on how to proceed. We went to bed around 9ish. I told him I had been feeling slight contractions and pain in my lower back. We had already kept a bag ready just in case it happens without warning. It was around 1 at night that I suddenly woke up. I heard a slight pop and there it was. My contractions weren't as severe as I expected them to be, so I immediately rushed to my car with the bag while he was sleeping. He had had to help his neighbor during the day with some extensive garage work and was really worn out, even though he tried denying it, so I let him sleep. But I made sure to leave a message for him. The hospital was only 5 minutes away, so I really had no problem. I texted my elder brother, who works in that hospital. It was already planned that he was my second choice in case my best friend couldn't make it. She had sprained her knee a week ago, to be allowed in the birth room. Before any comments, I have been struggling with BDD for a few years now, special thanks to my ex. When we had earlier talked, around a month ago, about who was allowed and wasn't, I told him I wasn't really sure, but it was either him or my best friend. But a few days after that at a gathering, one of his cousins had commented on how he had downgraded really bad on his choices, and that she felt bad for his child because she was gonna have my face fat. I'm from Australia and he's South Korean. These comments weren't new to me, but I took it personally. I never told him about his cousin's attitude though. I do have really chubby cheeks and my thighs aren't exactly glorious in shape. So fast forward, it was around morning, I was still having severe contractions. My husband had apparently arrived at the hospital around 4 a.m., but he stood outside cause I had informed that I didn't want him inside. It was messy and horrific, it was all out on display, I was screaming my lungs out, and I felt comfortable with my brother around. He has always been a great support system, and him being a doctor helped me relax and not stress out too. I didn't want my husband seeing me in that state. It was embarrassing, and I was scared that he would feel less attracted to me. The husband stitch stories haunt me too. Not to invalidate my husband, but I heard stories of men fainting or getting sick, and I didn't want to deal with all that. He also gets really, a bit too much, excited about stuff, while I wanted a more relaxing and calm environment, something only my brother could provide. Now my brother and my mother were the first ones after me to hold him, and I didn't see anything wrong in that. They had been just as excited as me, but my husband made a huge tantrum out of this. He didn't hold the baby once, until we got home. I spotted him cooing to the newborn and having their bonding time. But recently he's gotten really nasty, this being 2 months in. He does cook and clean the house for now, but he rarely ever comes and sits on the bed at night for a talk, this being something huge as it was our very own routine for the entire time we've been together. He doesn't spend as much time as the baby and my best friend so does. I've seen them having their moments. He usually is the one to give a bath to the baby, but whenever I enter the room, he leaves and continues his work.